This blouse I'm wearing looks simple, but it's actually the details that makes it absolutely beautiful. Now check out the soft notch collar, the clean neckline, and then this beautiful tie detail. These details just instantly takes your blouse from 0 to 100, just from a basic top to something that is absolutely polished. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be learning step by step how to make this beautiful tie neck blouse. I will explain every detail so you can easily recreate yours in many different styles and fabric of your choice. All right, so if you love pieces that are simple but look expensive, you are going to love this one. Yeah. But as always, before we dive in, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and then share this tutorial with your sewing buddies so we can all learn together. All right, now let's get right into it. So to start drafting patterns for this top, we'll be needing our front and back bodice block. Now you're going to trace out your bodice block, and then you're going to lengthen it to your desired length. So I've traced out my bodice block, and we're going to start with the back side first. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do now would be, we are going to drop on the center back. You're going to drop it down, say about 1 cm. We just want to modify the neckline a little bit so that it will not be tight. So drop the neckline 1 cm, and then on your shoulder tip here, you are also going to mark from here to here. You're going to take off 2 cm. So from here to here, 2 cm, and then you're going to use your pattern master to connect these 2 points together, like so. Good. So this is going to be our new neckline. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do would be for you to come to your shoulder tip here. You're going to take it upwards, say about 1 cm. Now the reason why I had to take it upwards 1 cm is for us to create more room so that our top will relax very well. So now you are going to connect this point from your shoulder tip like so. Connect it in a straight line. So you're going to extend it. So you're going to extend it, say about 30 cm or slightly less. So I'm using 30 cm for mine. From here to here, 30 cm. Okay, and then you are going to measure your armhole, whatever your arm, not armhole, sorry. You're going to measure your arm, your bicep. So whatever your arm measurement is, you're going to divide it by 2, and then you are just going to measure it and put a mark here. So for me, I have about, because I want it to be slightly loose, I have about 23 cm. So I'm just adding 2 cm to my bicep after dividing by 2, sorry. I'm adding about 2 cm to my bicep so that it will be a bit freer here, because if you look at the blouse, it is a little bit free on the bicep. So from here to here is your arm measurement, divide by 2. Then I added 2 cm to mine. So I'm just putting a mark here. Okay, now I'm going to locate where this mark is here. So the mark is going to be somewhere here. So I'm just going to measure from here now. I'm going to mark about 9 cm to drop it down. So 9 cm here. From here to here is 9 cm to drop it down. So I'm just going to measure from here now, extend this part out, say about 3 cm. Okay, from here to here 3 cm, and then I'll connect it nicely like so. All right, good. Now because we don't want any pointy edges, so we are just going to drop it down a little bit. So you can measure downwards, say about 3 cm, and then you just use your French curve to connect this very nicely. So connect it nicely like so, so that you don't have pointy edges. All right, Good. Now once you've done that, we are actually done with the back side. The back side is pretty easy. Okay, for the dart, we are going to ignore this dart because it's a loose blouse. So I'm just going to ignore this dart. Now if you feel that this blouse is going to be tight on you, depending on how fitted your bodice is, you can actually enlarge your bodice a little bit here. You can add about 1 cm or 1.5 cm, or depending on how free you want your bodice to be. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we'll need the back measurement to draft the front neckline. So I'm just going to place my tape measure here and then measure the back neck measurements. Okay, so for me, I have 12 cm. So I'm just going to keep that and set that aside. All right. So now let's work on the front side. So for the front patterns, we're also going to need our front bodice block. Now again, you are going to trace out your block and then lengthen it to your desired length, just the way we did for the back side. And then here, remember, for the back side, we took off 2 cm. So here, I'm also going to take off 2 cm. So you measure from your neck tip and then you mark 2 cm, like so. And then you go to your shoulder tip here and then you take it up 1 cm. Just give it a little mark. Now you're going to extend this point like this. From here now, you're going to extend it, say, about 30 cm, exactly what you did for the back side. And then you draw a straight line like so. Now once you've done that, the next thing is you're going to come to your underarm. Whatever measurement you use in dropping your underarm, you're going to do the same for the back side. You're going to do the same for the front side. So I used 9 cm. So I'm just going to measure from here to here 9 cm. Now yours could be a little smaller. Remember, because my arms are very big, that's why I had to do that. Now you're going to extend this part out 3 cm. And you're going to connect these 2 points together like so. Okay, good. And because we don't want pointy edges, you're just going to mark down 3 cm and then use your French curve to blend this in very nicely so we don't have any pointy edges like so. All right, now we go to the neckline. So for the neckline here, we are just going to determine how deep you want your neckline to be. So for me, I'm just going to measure from my bust line upwards, say about 5 cm. And then I'm going to connect these points together. This point, sorry, my new neck tip here, I'm going to connect it here using a slight curve. Now you can actually make this straight, but using a slight curve is usually finer. Okay, good. So we have our new neckline. So you're going to measure downwards from here now about 10 cm. So you give it a little mark there, and then you're going to extend or just draw a straight line on that mark. So put your meter rule very well and then draw a straight line across. Now this line is actually to serve as a guide. So you draw a straight line like so. Okay, now from this point, now from this your straight line, you are going to measure downwards, say about 4 cm. You just give it a little mark like so. Okay, and then you are going to draw from here. Now you're just going to extend it like this. You're going to mark this point to this point like so. We want to actually create a lapel. All right, now you're going to determine how long you want your lapel to be. Okay, so for me, I want my lapel to be about 9 cm. So I'm going to measure. Take note, my lapel is going to start from here. I'm going to measure on this line 9 cm. Now you can make your lapel smaller or you can make it bigger. So I just give it a little mark like so. Okay, now you come to this point here. You are going to drop it down, say about 7 cm. And now you're going to connect this point to this point using your French curve. Okay, so I'm happy with the way this is good. Now I can connect these 2 points together. Okay. Good. So now we finished creating our lapel, and this is going to be our lapel. Now the next thing we want to do is for us to create the collar, to draft patterns for the collar. Now I'm just going to extend this line a little bit. You're going to extend this line using your back neck measurement. So remember, whatever your back neck measurement is, you're just going to extend it from here. So my back neck measurement was 12 cm. So that's this measurement here. Remember when we measured this thing from here to here. So whatever you have as your back neck measurement is what you're going to use to create your collar. So I had 12 cm. So from here now, I'm just going to mark 12 cm. Okay. And then you're going to determine how wide you want your collar to be. So place it, make sure it's perpendicular to this line, the width of your collar. Make sure it's perpendicular to this, or is at angle 90. Is really very important. So you're going to determine how wide you want your collar to be. For me, I'm going to be using about 8 cm. So from here to here is 8 cm. So I'm going to extend this line downwards. Let me use a pencil first. Just extend it downwards like so. Okay? Good. Now from this point here, you're going to mark 4 cm. So from here now, from your lapel, you're going to mark 4 cm. And then you give it a mark here. From here to here is 4 cm. Now you're going to measure from here now, from your lapel, you are going to measure 2 cm upwards like this. From here to here. So you're going to connect this point nicely like so. All right? Good. So if you like it, so this is going to be my collar like that. Now, if you're happy with the way it is, you can use your ruler or your French curve to blend it in nicely like that. All right? While you leave this part a little straight. All right, so this is going to be our collar, this part here, and this is going to be my lapel. So you see, these lines were just to serve as a guide. So I'm going to erase this so that we don't get confused. Now, once you've done that, the next thing we want to do is to create our sash. Remember, this lapel continues all the way to create long sash. So I'm just going to add paper here so that we can create our sash, okay? So we are going to extend this lapel now to create that tie in front, okay? So I'm just going to place my meter rule like this, and then I'm just going to extend it. You can extend it about 35 cm or 40 cm. It really depends on you. Okay, so this is 40 cm now. And then you're also going to extend this as well. Okay, so to create that sharp effect, you're just going to measure upwards, say about 4 or 5 cm. And then you get this nice slanted effect. Easy peasy. Okay, good. So once you've done this like this, the next thing you want to do is to trace out your pattern piece. So we're going to trace out this one as one single pattern piece, and then we're going to trace out the collar as well. So I'm going to use my tracing paper, place my tracing paper over it like this to trace it out. I usually like using this tracing paper because this tracing paper, I can see through it. So I can place it like this and then just easily trace it out. Now this tracing paper comes in a roll like this. It's really big. You see, it comes in a long roll like this. So you can actually use it to trace out very wide pattern pieces. Now I got this from Amazon. And so if you are interested, I'll drop the link in the description box below so you can go check it out, okay? So please indicate the center front and also indicate your notch like this, because this is very important. Now let me put this on as front. Okay, good. So you're just going to add your seam allowance to this piece. Now let me trace out the collar. Okay, so here's my collar. So again, you're just going to go ahead and add your seam allowance to it, okay? And then you can also trace out this pattern piece, or you just go ahead and add your seam allowance to it. So let me trace them out or cut them out, and then I will show you the pattern pieces, okay? So I've added my seam allowance. Let me trim off my pattern pieces so I can show you my pattern pieces, all right? Okay, so here's how your front pattern piece is going to look like. This part is going to be cut on fold, okay? And these are the pattern pieces that complete the front part. So this is my, this is my lapel with the extension, and then this is the collar, okay? And then for the front part, we have this little square pattern. Now this square pattern is that little thing where this sash passes through in front. So I just measured 8 cm by 8 cm. It's just a square pattern, so we're going to fold it like this and then attach it, okay? So these are the front pattern pieces, and then this is our back pattern piece with the seam allowance added. And that's it, besties, for the pattern drafting of this unique top. Easy peasy, right? Please let me know in the comment section if you found this tutorial easy to follow, okay? And please give me a big thumbs up and share this tutorial with your sewing buddies so that we can all learn together. If you are not already subscribed yet, please do well to hit the subscribe button. Now, if you want to go deeper and learn how to cut and sew this blouse, I'm going to drop the link in the description box below. So you go check it out so that you can make yours confidently for yourself. All right? Thank you so much for staying with me in this tutorial. I will see you again in my next one. Until then, bye-bye.